Hello, welcome, Simon's Training Channel. My name's Simon. This is my daily Bitcoin price action analysis. Happy Monday to you. Start of a new week. Coming into I think it's the penultimate week in April. So that's pretty exciting. Not too long until there's a monthly closure for the mighty Bitcoin. And by the looks of it, it's going to be a sideways one. But we'll come on to that in a moment. And I just wanted to remind you before I get straight into the price action that this is not financial advice. No. Right, so here we go. We've got a weekly up here. Check in on the weekly as last night at midnight. Bybit had its weekly closure. And then instantly the open of the next week. And as you can see, the weekly, it was a red candle, but you can see how clearly towards the end of the week, the buying pressure kicked back in and produced, people give these various names, hammers, all sorts of weird names. But anyway, all that says to me is that there was some serious selling pressure early on in the week and then buying pressure towards the end of the week. And it closed pretty much where it opened. So it was kind of overall a neutral week of buying and selling pressure. And then this week so far, not far into it, but it's green. So there's been some buying pressure so far today and this week. Okay, so you'll see some other weird lines. They will become clear in a moment. But I just wanted to check in on the momentum today. And I thought it was significant. This is the weekly MACD. You know I love a MACD. But I only use it for momentum and I only really use it for the zero line crossing. But it is interesting sometimes to refer to the falling or rising part of Caretaker's amazing reverse manufactured MACD, whatever he or she does to it, very clever. And you can see that 70,000 is a key area for this MACD to turn back up. So that's interesting. And the reason that becomes more interesting will become clear in a moment. So 70,000, all right, just keep that in your bonds. Or I'll certainly keep it in mine. Okay, that's the weekly. The daily, it's fair enough. It's just continuation of this lower time frame uptrend. I mean, I say lower time frame, it's on the daily now too. The crossing the zero line is getting closer, but it's still quite a way away. And I think this 75,000 may change. As long as Bitcoin maintain its upward posture, the MACD will get closer to the zero line, and this will probably come somewhere closer to 70,000 just as it crosses. But we'll see. So anyway, daily momentum is still down, but it's got an upside posturing. The 4 hour. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. So there's the 4 hour. You can see the range nicely there. You can see all the moves. Up move, down move, up move, bit of a down move, up move, down move, and now we got a more convincing up move. It's still not exactly an impulsive one, but you can see it's starting to set in more of a trend. The midpoint, as I've been saying for the last few days, is definitely a key area. If it starts getting rejected from here, then maybe a move back down, probably to begin with, back down towards 62,000. But, if it can go sideways and up from here, all good for a move potentially back to around getting close to 70,000, around sort of 69,250 maybe. I'm speaking a bit weird because you can't see it really on this camera, but I was just playing with one of my Labradors. I'm digressing a little bit away from the price action. And Labrador's just the best dog ever. I'm totally biased. And you can treat that comment in a biased manner. But they're all very excited. We're having a bit of a play. And I'm kind of playing with them and stroking them. And then all of a sudden, one of them, it was Stan, My Labradors are called Steve and Stan, two black labs. Steve's looking right at me now, just off shot. He's right here. Put your nose in camera, Steve. Oh no, he's gone now. Anyway, Stan, I was just bending down, playing with him. Stan raised his head up. He sort of got excited and was kind of like sort of jumping around a bit. And he raised his very hard head up at a great velocity and whacked me right in the bottom lip. Aha! And it was bleeding. Oh, it was sore. Woof! So it's gone a bit swollen now, and it's making my speech a little bit weird because my bottom lip feels about twice the size of how it looks on the camera. But anyway, enough of that rubbish, Simon. So yeah, I think looks like more upside on a 4-hour sort of. Along with this trend line somewhere. It doesn't have to be exactly where I've drawn it, but something like this, and maybe a bit sideways and a bit. But anything other than probably getting back down below about 64,000, because that would you'd sort of initiate a further move down in your mind, or I would back down towards sort of 61,750. So as long as it's sort of sideways or better from here, probably another move up. Right, God, it took me a while to get all that out for some reason. Quick check-in on the lower time. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to look at was quite far away from the zero line the MACD is, but you can see the zero line cross. I would take this with a pinch of salt, but 59,000, which is back at the bottom of the range. So that's interesting. So 4-hour momentum to the upside. So think about this, right? 4-hour momentum to the upside. Daily momentum to the downside, but crossing up. Not crossing up, turning up. Weekly momentum, not visible, will cross back up itself above 70,000. What that says to me is 70,000 is a key on all time frames. And as you can see, 70,000 is basically back up here. So I think if Bitcoin starts to reclaim that, on probably dailies would be good, then I think it's got a good chance to break out the top of this range. Now, whether or not that happens this week or next, who knows? Not I, but you can see that the momentum would suggest that there may be a sequence of events brewing where that is the more likely move first, rather than, say, a pullback here. As in to the bottom of the range, and then maybe a break of the bottom of the range. Now, it doesn't mean that can't happen. I just think that looking at the way things are panning out after this move down to the bottom of the range, and then what appears to be a move back up to the midpoint, you feel the momentum starting to shift a bit back over to the bulls and a bit further away from the bears. I would say, though, that this move up here, which has been a sequence of smaller moves, which we'll see on the very low time frames in a second, has been a bit more corrective in its posture compared to this. See these impulsive downside moves, these big red candles followed by more corrective upside moves. So we could do, or Bitcoin could do, is sort of proving itself a bit better for this upside to continue in my mind. I think at the end of the day, 70,000 is a pretty key area, and we'll see if it regains it. Quickly check down on the very low time frames because I know that I'm nearly at 9 minutes, so it's not so good. So you can see this has been, it's not the most convincing upside price action. Basically a consolidation period for basically the whole of Sunday into the early hours, and then a pretty impulsive move up, and then with more consolidation through the basically rest of the day. So I'd like to see another nice impulsive bullish move up towards this area, so basically 70,000. If it gets up there, it's happy days. I think the bulls are back on. I think they're already nearly back on, but that would give real good confirmation. That's all I've got to say about that, I think. I think that's coming up for 10 minutes. So I hope I've made that clear. It may not have been, and if it isn't, I apologise. That's my lacking, not yours. And on that note, if you've enjoyed the video and you want to hear me do this all again tomorrow, then please like and subscribe, and then you get notifications, and it'll all be easy. And if you haven't enjoyed today, then, as I say every day, don't bother coming back tomorrow, because I'll be doing it all again. All right, take care, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.